Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. Welcome to my channel. My name is Christian Sorensen. Now, if this video is really lo-fi, really low quality, I'm sorry in advance. I am not a professional YouTuber, alright? I'm not a professional video editor, whatever. I'm not a pro at this. So please forgive the low quality of the video. I'm literally recording this on my laptop right now, so again, I apologize in advance if the quality is bad. But I'm doing the best with what I got, okay? So, this will be a series of videos about how fitness influencers create eating disorders, alright? There's a lot of information on social media regarding nutrition, and sadly, most influencers are spreading misinformation. The three I really want to focus on for this video, and series rather, are Paul Saladino, Abbew, and Mario Rios. Those are the three I really want to focus on because I think they are some of the clearest examples of fitness influencers who create eating disorders. Alright? Now, this will be a series of videos, alright? The videos will tend to be about 10 to 15 minutes long, something like that. I kind of wanted to make the videos kind of 10 to 15 minutes. For one, YouTube kind of wants you to make videos at length, unless you're a pro, which I'm not. But also, I kind of felt like if I split the videos into smaller chunks, it'd be easier for the audience to comprehend the arguments I'm making, alright? Also, understand that when I'm making these videos that critique Paul Saladino, Abbew, and Mario Rios, alright, my critiques are going to use actual scientific data, okay? I'm going to cite sources. In fact, I'll put the sources in the description to my videos, so you could fact check me if you want. In fact, I encourage you to fact check me, alright? So that you know I'm citing real scientific data, and I'm not just making stuff up to disagree with them, alright? I don't doubt that people have benefited from Paul Saladino, Abbew, and Mario Rios to an extent. But a lot of people have gotten eating disorders because of them. And not just them, but other fitness influencers as well. So, this is meant to be a constructive criticism of their misinformation. Alright? I'm going to do my best to be objective, to be respectful. I'm going to critique them, but I'm going to be respectful in doing so. I'm going to avoid personal insults. I'm going to avoid name calling, stuff like that, okay? And like I said, I'll put my sources in the descriptions of my videos so you could fact check me if you want, which I would encourage you to do, actually. All that being said, let's let the series begin. I know that some of you are saying, okay, who the heck are you to tell me anything? Okay, that's a fair question. This is who I am. My name is Christian, alright? I'm 32 years old, and I live in Chicagoland. Yes, I am 32. I don't look like it, but I am. Anyway, I graduated from Walther Lutheran High School in 2010. Walther Lutheran High School has since changed its name to Walther Christian Academy. It changed its name, but it's still around. Alright? I work as a physical therapist assistant. So, if you get injured, well, I help you get better. I use therapeutic exercise, stretches, massage, and hot packs, cold packs, other stuff. All that stuff in physical therapy, I use that to help you get better, alright? Well, I'm passionate about exercise, alright? Like I said, I'm a physical therapist assistant, and I work out regularly. In fact, I was a cross-country runner in high school and college. Not to brag, but I was so good at running, I made it downstate in 2010 in the 2 mile. Alright? In the 2010 high school track meet, downstate, I ran a 10-10 2 mile, and I got 23rd place out of 40 runners. That's not too bad. By the way, I'll put the link for my time down in the description. It's in runner space. My name is Christian Sorensen, and you can find me for the 2 mile. Alright? It's going to take a while, but I am down there, trust me. So, besides being a runner, I've also seriously started weightlifting about a year ago, a little more than a year, and I made good progress. Although, as you can see, I still have the runner physique. I'm working on that, though. So, besides being passionate about exercise, I'm also pretty passionate about nutrition. That makes sense. I mean, you gotta fuel yourself to work out. And so, the way you fuel yourself is through nutrition. So, I began to follow a lot of nutrition influencers. The three that I like a lot and that I would recommend for most people include Layne Norton, Mike Israetel, and Gil Carhalvo. I hope I said his name right. And by the way, I'll put their channels in the description as well if you want to follow them. And I strongly encourage you to do so. Anyway, Layne Norton, Layne, Layne Norton is a professor in nutrition science. In fact, his PhD is in nutrition science. Layne has a YouTube channel where he talks about nutrition, weight training, cardio, and other stuff. He's extremely helpful, and he needs to be a little nicer sometimes, but he's informative, he's knowledgeable, he's no BS, he's extremely helpful, and I recommend Layne Norton. And like I said, he's a PhD in nutrition, so he knows nutrition every which way, which is a good thing. He's also published academic articles on nutrition. Mike Israetel, he used to be a bodybuilder, he's retired now, but Mike Israetel is a professor in nutrition and sports science. He has a PhD in sport physiology, and like I said, he has experience as a competitive bodybuilder. So he has experience with nutrition, training, and whatnot. Not to mention that he's literally a professor in nutrition, which is good. Mike Israetel is the host of the YouTube channel Renaissance Periodization. All right? Renaissance Periodization talks about nutrition, weight training, cardio, diet, and other stuff relevant to fitness. So Mike Israetel is the host of the YouTube channel Renaissance Periodization, and I would strongly encourage you to follow him. I don't quite agree with him on everything. One thing he says is, you don't need to train to failure, bro, and I don't agree with that. If you're weight training, I do believe you should train to failure in most exercises. So I don't agree with Mike on everything, but on most stuff I do agree with him on. And he said he is a professor in, like I said, nutrition and sports science. So he knows a lot of stuff, all right? He's about 95% right, I would say. So Mike Israetel, Renaissance Periodization, they're awesome. The last YouTuber I like to follow is Gil Carhalvo. He's the host of the YouTube channel Nutrition Made Simple. All right? That's the name of the channel, Nutrition Made Simple. And Gil is an extremely good presenter. You know, he's a professor in biology, PhD in biology. He's published a lot of articles on nutrition. He's extremely knowledgeable on nutrition. He takes academic studies and he'll break them down and say what we can learn from the studies. So he looks at nutritional studies and he gives you like the honest, clear picture, all right? He's a no BS guy. He's easy to follow, easy to understand. Gil Carhalvo and Nutrition Made Simple, they're a legit nutrition channel and I recommend them highly. Anyway, I started to follow these channels, you know, Layne Norton, Renaissance Periodization, and Nutrition Made Simple, and I made a lot of progress following them. However, these channels, the ones that I follow, point out that most fitness influencers create eating disorders with their misinformation. In fact, I would say the majority of YouTube channels spread misinformation online. And not just YouTube, but social media in general, which is disturbing. And I made this video series to talk about some of the misinformation that influencers spew out. So I'm going to focus on, you know, Paul Saladino, Abbew, and Mario Rios, because I think they're the three worst offenders when it comes to misinformation, so to speak. But they're not the only ones, mind you. Like I said, there's others as well, but they're the three worst offenders that I want to talk about. This is a good time to talk about eating disorders in America. So, how common are eating disorders really, you ask? They're pretty common, sadly. There was a 2021 article. Oh, for all of you that don't know, I'm reading a script. Okay, I'm reading a script here, so if I'm looking off camera, I'm looking at the script, okay? I got a lot of data to uncover, and I can't memorize it all. So if I'm looking off screen, I apologize in advance. I'm reading a script here, all right? Anyway, back on topic. Eating disorders are a problem in America. Yale Medicine published a 2021 article, all right? And Yale Medicine stated that 2 million women and 10 million men in America suffer an eating disorder at some point. So 20 million women and 10 million men in America have eating disorders? That's a lot and concerning. There's also some academic studies that have come out that have talked about eating disorders as well. For example, there was a 2013 study published in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology. This 2013 study looked at the eating habits of 496 teenaged American girls. The study followed these girls for an 8-year period. Out of these 496 teenaged American girls, 13.1% suffered an eating disorder by the age of 20. 13.1% of teenage American girls getting an eating disorder before the age of 20? That's concerning. That's a lot. But it's not just women, sadly. Give me a sec here. Come on. Okay. Men also suffer from eating disorders, which is depressing. So it's not just a woman thing. All right, the International Journal of Eating Disorders published a 2022 article, and this 2022 article stated that 1 out of 7 American men will suffer an eating disorder at some point. One out of 7 American men? That's a lot. That's roughly 14% for all you that don't know. Now, granted, this is not extensive literature, but what the literature does show is that a significant number of Americans do suffer eating disorders. And I believe that social media is contributing to these eating disorders becoming a problem. And there actually is academic research to support that. Let's take a look at this 2016 study. All right? This study was published in 2016, and it was published by the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. I hope I said that right. This 2016 study looked at 1,765 young adults. So, more than 1,700 young adults. These young adults were between the ages of 19 and 32. Roughly half were female. And these more than 1,700 young adults were from a variety of households, ethnicities, income levels, and so forth. So this is a pretty big study, a pretty diverse study, if you will. And this study, what the study did was that it examined these participants, all 1,700, and it looked at how often they looked at social media, and it looked at how long they use social media. It also compared their social media usage along with their concerns for eating. And I don't want to dive too much into the weeds, but the study basically found that the more social media they consumed, the more likely they were to have an eating disorder. And you can check out the study in the description, like I said. So, social media spreads misinformation, and this misinformation causes people to get eating disorders. At least in many cases it does. So, we need to clamp down on misinformation so that people don't go astray when it comes to nutrition. All right, I'm going to end it here, and I didn't make it very far, sadly, but I'll be back for part 2, and you can see me then. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.